Okay, so these are a few of my favorite exercises for glute activation. This is not to build or strengthen glutes. It's not glute resistance. It is to activate and wake up those glutes so that your brain is nice and aware that your glutes are there so that they can be used when you do go into your weight training or activities throughout the day, okay? So first we are gonna start on our stomachs, and we are just going to do an isolated glute contraction with some sort of tactile sensation, okay? So it's really important when you're trying to wake up a muscle group that you have some sort of external cue that can internally change a pattern, okay? So easy enough, you can just lay your hands on your glutes, okay? You're gonna lay on the floor here, and you're just gonna squeeze your glutes, okay? Not doing anything else, you're just focusing on squeezing that right glute and squeezing that left glute. A lot of times your hamstrings are going to want to engage with the glute. What we're trying to do is isolate the glute. So although your hamstring may be incorporated, I want you to practice and mentally visualize just your glute firing, okay? So that's where we're gonna start. Do these, you can hold 3 to 5 seconds and release, 3 to 5 seconds and release, and you'll go through that about 10 times. We're gonna flip over to pelvic tilt. So you'll be on your back. You do want to bring those heels a bit closer to your glutes than you would a full bridge. What we're gonna focus on is just tucking your pelvis under. Okay, a lot of times in a full glute bridge, your hamstrings tend to want to take over. So we're gonna focus on core is tucking under, and then your glutes are gonna kick in to take you about an inch off of that floor. Hold for 3 to 5 seconds, and then you're gonna relax. Okay, so you're just tucking that pelvis under like you're tucking your tail in between your legs. Come up, hold, 3 to 5 seconds, and then you're gonna release. You can go through that movement about 10 times as well. Next, we will do a full glute bridge with a hold at the top. Right, so after we've done those isolations and pelvic tilts to really wake up those glutes, we're gonna start with the tilt we just did. So you'll tuck that pelvis under, squeeze the glutes, and then you're just gonna complete that movement all the way up to the top. You will hold that glute bridge for 3 to 5 seconds, and then we're gonna come down nice and slow. When you come down slow, make sure you're keeping your core nice and tight. You're gonna want your low back to hit first, and then you're gonna uncurl your glutes. Okay? We'll do that one more time. Move my arm so you can see. We'll curl pelvis under, squeeze about an inch off the floor. Complete that glute bridge, squeezing those glutes. Hold at the top 3 to 5 seconds. Sometimes it's nice to cue your core. You can keep a hand on it here. And then you're gonna come down nice and slow. Back is gonna hit the ground first as your tail stays tucked and slowly uncurls. Okay, you can do about 10 of those. Next, we are just going to do that pelvic tilt in reverse. Okay, so we're gonna be on all fours. You're gonna practice rolling that pelvis under, squeezing those glutes and core, and then slowly release. Squeezing the core and the glutes. Slowly release. And you can hold that position up for 3 to 5 seconds, and then release. Okay, a lot of these movements, they're gonna feel kind of funny. You feel like you can't incorporate and activate your glutes without muscle involvement. It's okay if your core is involved. Your hamstring's gonna wanna keep kicking in. So it's a practice. The more we practice these repetitions, the more our bodies will rebuild those patterns and we'll start to gain some glute dominance back. That will really help stabilize the low back and then those SI joints. Next is going to be a leg extension, okay? I do like, instead of being in this position, to come down to the forearms. Just feel like it isolates that glute a little bit better. So on the knees and then on the elbows, and you're just gonna do a basic glute kickback. Okay, so you're gonna focus on squeezing that glute up, back, down, squeezing the glute, back. You can hold for 3 seconds at the top on both sides, about 10 reps each side. You wanna make sure you're keeping your hips nice and square. Good. And not opening at all when you get to the top. Next is going to be the pelvic tilt. You're squeezing the glute nice and tight, and then you're going to imagine this knee and this heel drawing together. Okay, so pelvic tilt under, squeeze that glute, draw them together. You'll feel this entire posterior chain start to activate. You'll want to hold this movement for 3 to 5 seconds. Tap under, draw heel and knee together, hold for 3 to 5 seconds, relax. You can do that on both sides, about 10 reps each.